The iPhone 14 Pro is a great phone. That's also why I never wanted to make this video. Alright, so I've had this iPhone 14 Pro for a few days now, and I've been using it as my daily driver. It's been my main phone. I'm switching over from the 13 Pro to the 14 Pro. And let's just start with the main feature, which is the camera system. This is why I bought the phone, along with the other features, but mainly because of the camera. It's supposed to be 2 to 3 times better in low light, but I would say it's probably more like 30 or 40% better in low light, which is still a big difference. It's kind of night and day. You could really see a difference between the 13 Pro versus the 14 Pro, and it's huge. I just saw the dynamic island in direct sunlight, and it's been about 3 days, and this is the first time I've seen it, and it's exactly like the leaks, the pictures, the renderings. It looks kind of weird, but it's not too bad. It was kind of like the same thing as a notch, but for the most part, you just typically just see this, and it looks seamless. I don't really have any issues about it. I would say this dynamic island definitely helps you on the multitasking, which can be very convenient if you want to see directions while you're driving, if you don't want to be bothered with notifications, if you want to see what song is on, what song's playing, what's going on in the background. It adds another layer of multitasking to the experience, which is pretty nice. I found a couple times it was a little bit irritating because the dynamic island would just drop all the way down when I'm trying to shoot a message, and then the message would be literally at the top, and then the dynamic island would be covering that. So I mean, all you have to do is swipe up and get back to that message, but it was a little bit annoying and a little bit of an inconvenience that wasn't there before the dynamic island. So I wanted to talk about that. Now, that 2x option on the phone is super convenient. It's a much better use case than the 3x on the phone. I always found that the 3x would zoom in too far, but the 2x is just perfect. I'm usually sliding between the 1x and the 3x on the iPhone 13 Pro, but that, as you know, is a digital zoom, and it's not optical, so you're not getting that high-end quality like you can with the new iPhone 14 Pro. So that's another plus. I love the dynamic island. It feels refreshing just to see and have all those bubbles change and do sporadic things. It's pretty cool. The sensors are larger on this camera module. Honestly, I really want them to just go all the way and slap on a 1-inch sensor on these things so they could be extremely good in low light, but who knows when that's going to happen. Another thing I wanted to talk about is battery life. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this iPhone 14 Pro. One of the bad reasons why I have a love-hate relationship is because of the battery and the display. Now, sometimes the display will get even dimmer than the 13 Pro. Yes, the display will get dimmer than last year's phone. And I guess that's because of battery optimization, or because the screen gets so bright and overheating and stuff like that. But it's pretty terrible. I was comparing these phones side by side, and the new phone was noticeably dimmer than the latest phone. Now, I don't know how often this happens, but right now it's super bright, but later on it'll get dimmer. And the same thing was happening to my 13 Pro, so they might be doing some type of display throttling. If you know anything about that, let me know down in the comments how to fix that, how to alleviate it, or even if there is a fix at all. So next I wanted to talk about the software. Now, this is kind of the biggest problem I have with the iPhone 14 Pro right now. It is pretty buggy. And I'm on iOS 16.0.1. They just released 0.2. I haven't had any of those shakes camera shakes that people have been going through. I have been going through that copy paste bug. It hasn't bothered me too much, so I'm gonna just update it anyways, and hopefully the new update will get out all the other software glitches, because sometimes like when I'm in an app, it'll like freeze up, or like I'll have a call that'll drop. It might be this eSIM thing, or it might be slow. It's just like, it's kind of like a beta software right now, like a polished beta. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're getting the iPhone 14 Pro right now, hopefully by the time you're watching this video, they would have ironed out all those kinks. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about the iPhone 14 Pro. This is a beast of a phone. Would I recommend it? Hell yes, especially if you're going for the cameras, if you want something refreshing. If you're coming from an iPhone 12 or iPhone 11 or earlier, definitely. The 13 Pro, I would only recommend it upgrading from the 13 Pro if you really want the latest camera system on your iPhone. If you want the latest camera system on your iPhone, you know you're going to want to upgrade every single year to have the latest things. So watching this video is going to just tell you the same thing over and over every single year. If this video brought you some value, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm overwhelmed, crushing. Oh, can't you tell? Nothing can really help this wound I got from a flying arrow.